live already.
Haina shida. Ndio tuko function.
Nataka tu tilt kidogo, unaona light nyuma.
Hapo iko tu sawa.
But angalia nyuma inachoma. Ama ni mimi naona?
Imeanza kuja.
Lighting inachoma.
Unaona tu vile
tilt hivi.
That's why uliona tulilepa hivyo.
Kuja kidogo zaidi hiyo mzee.
Ingizane tu hivi. Unajua TikTok huko live pia.
Ni TikTok live. TikTok ni faida yake.
Tusonge nyuma kidogo ndio tusijua tu hii. Kwa sababu
Tuko 2025. Nera mko asilimia
Ngoja kidogo.
asante sana wananchi.
Sawa.
Sawa. Sana macha tutumie
Uko tayari? Are these working?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you very much for responding to this press conference, my people of Kimilili, the people of Bungoma, and the people of Kenya. 5. To them, take this opportunity to pray that every minute, every hour, every week, and every month of 2025 will bring them good news and not bad news. That let this year be a year where they will realize the desires of their dream and the fruits of their labor. I also want to take this opportunity for those who are unable to see this year 2025, including Mam Ann Wetangula, and my friend Xavier Jerry Nato, and very many other Kenyans who rested before 2025, that may God preserve their souls, keep them until the return of Jesus Christ, as we are told so by the Bible. Kwanza kabisa, vile tumemaliza mwaka ambao umepita na tuko kwa mwaka mpya, ningependa kuchukua nafasi hii kuwaomba msamaha wananchi wa Kimilili, haswa wale ambao wanatumia barabara ya kutoka Bokoli kwenda Kimilili. Ningeomba pia msamaha wananchi ambao wanatumia barabara ya kutoka pale stand kwenda Kibingei kupitia Saenyi mpaka Kibunde. Na vile vile pia niwaombe msamaha wananchi ambao wanatumia barabara ya Mkulima kwenda Nasusi hadi Chesamis, na mwisho barabara ya kutoka Maeni kupita Kamasielo mpaka Kapsokon. Barabara hizi ni mbovu sana na inafanya wananchi wajute hata kunichagua mimi kama mjumbe yao. I want to unreservedly ask them to find somewhere in their heart to forgive me, because as their leader, there is no explanation that can be given as to why these roads are impassable and they continue to impair the movements of the people from one corner to the other. Nonetheless, I have already agreed with the Kenya Rural Roads Authority that we begin procurement for grading and graveling of Stand Kibisi Road to Kibingei, to Rusaenyi, to Kibunde immediately. We have secured 10 million shillings from the public participation that we did last year during the financial year of 2024-2025. So in the next 2 months, we will have done the road from Stand Kibisi to Kibingei, Saenyi to Kibunde. We will also have graded and gravelled the road from Mkulima to Nasusi up to Chesanis. And we will also ensure that the road between Kamchong, Kamasielo Road, the road that is on the border of Mount Elgon and the Kimilili constituency, part of it is in the Mount Elgon constituency. The road that connects Kamchong Market and the Kamasielo in Maeni Ward. The road that is behind Namahele Primary School. We have already secured 10 million for that road, 10 million for the road that flies from Kibisi to Kibunde, and 10 million to do the road from Mkulima to Chesamis. That road from Mkulima to Chesamis has been undergoing stage construction. Part of it had been upgraded to bitumen standards, but the remaining part, before they do tarmac, we are going to ensure that the people that use that road actually don't get disadvantaged because they are waiting for the road to be tarmacked. The road between Bokoli to Kimilili is another road that I have unreservedly apologized. I also want to apologize not just to the people of Kimilili, but to the people of Bungoma who uses that road when they are traveling from Sikata to Kimilili. But I want to assure the people of Bungoma that as the Vice Chair of the Roads and Transport Committee, I am fully aware of the plan by the CS Roads to ensure that that road is completed, and also the road between Kapsokon, Kamasielo, and the Mayeni Junction to be tarmacked, that the plans are afoot, and I think in the next 2 or so months, work will resume on those roads. I also want to bring to the attention of the people of Kimilili that when they first elected me in 2017, we embarked on a successful program of eliminating all primary schools that were mud walled. Today, in my constituency, there is no school that is mud walled, and there is no school whose learners purchase education under the shades of natural trees. That is a milestone that I am proud of as their member of parliament. We also embarked on an ambitious program of building story buildings in our primary schools. Tukifika mwaka huu wa 2025, ningependa kuambia wananchi kwamba mpango huo wa kujenga shule za ghorofa katika shule za msingi saidi 30, na kwa miezi 2 ambaye inakuja kuna shule karibu 9 ambayo tunaenda kumaliza. Pesa ambayo tunatumia kuimaliza ni pesa ya mwaka 2022 2023. Ni pamoja na Daraja Mungu Primary School, shule ya upili ya Bituyu, shule ya Namoanga DB, shule ya Kamsinga AC Primary School, shule ya Kamasielo Primary School, na vile vile shule ya Kamkuyu AC Primary School ambayo tunajenga ghorofa ya madarasa 18 pamoja na vyumba vya wale walimu administrative officers. Mwaka huu niko natoa mwongozo mwingine mpya wa maendeleo katika eneo bunge langu, na tayari shule ambazo ningependa kusema tunaenda kuzijenga hapa, pesa hiyo yote iko kwa makadirio ya pesa ya mwaka wa 2024 na 2025. Kwa hivyo ninapozungumza hivi, tayari tumefanya public participation, tumefanya kuweka pamoja zile drawings na PQs na plans. Kwa hivyo kwa wiki ambayo mwezi mmoja hivi tutaanza kujenga shule hizi. Mwaka huu tuko na shule 30 ambayo yuko na mijengo ya zamani, ilijengwa miaka ya 1960s, 1970s na 1980s. Shule hizo zote tunaweza kuondoa mijengo ile yote ya zamani, tunaweza kuhakikisha shule hizo zote ziko na floor ambayo imewekwa tiles, na vile vile pia tutaweka kabro kuanzia kwa gate mpaka maeneo ambayo watoto wanatembea na katika ile parade square. Huu ni mpango ambao nitaenda kuhakikisha kwamba ifikapo Disemba mwaka huu mipango hii yote tutakuwa tumemaliza. Mimi nataka shule hizi 30 kuanzia, tayari we engaged the public works of Bungoma. They did specific BQs So we have a specific plan that will ensure that by the end of this year, 30 schools in my constituency will all be tiled. They will never have those old buildings that were built in 1980s, 1970s. The building that doesn't reflect centers of excellence. And by the end of this year, all these 30 schools will be true centers of excellence. The children of the people of Kimilili will always deserve to learn from the best environment championed by the member of parliament. On bursary, I have already instructed the fund manager that bursary applications that are going on in Kimilili constituency as we speak today. I have taken time to review the bursary application procedures. We have reviewed the application procedures. We are going to ensure that the vetting process, the process of identifying those who are in need, is above board. And we will ensure that we reach as many students as possible. 2021 tulishirikiana na machifu na manaibu wa chifu na village elders, tukawatafuta wanafunzi 1200, wengi wao ambao walikuwa wamekosa matumaini, wala ambao walikuwa wanachungia matajiri, wala ambao walikuwa wanafanya kazi ya maids huko Nairobi. Si kwamba walikuwa wamekosa elimu, lakini kwa sababu ya ukosefu wa karo walikuwa wanafanya kazi hiyo ili wajikimu kimaisha. Tulitafuta watu hao, tukawalipia karo ya shule, tukawapeleka katika chuo chetu cha Matili. Wiki ijayo pia tunaanza mpango huo tena. Mwaka huu tunatafuta pia wanafunzi 2,000. We are looking for 2,000 students so that we can fully sponsor them to undertake various courses at Matili Technical Training Institute. Na wale watu ambao tunawatafuta, watu hawa ni wale ambao walikuwa wamekosa matumaini, regardless of what grade that person got. Ameamua kwenda kuchunga ng'ombe mahali, ameamua kwenda kuwa house girl in Nairobi or in any other towns in Bungoma. So I do not want to preside over constituencies as a member of parliament whose children are house girls, shamba boys and herdsmen because they didn't have an opportunity to go and get skills from a technical. I have set aside funds to sponsor these people so that I can be a blessing to their lives and be part of our people constituency to acquire the requisite skills that will enable them participate in nation building, specifically on tasks. I also want to announce that beginning next week, mpango ambayo nilianza wakati nilichaguliwa hapa Kimilili ya 2018 na 2020, tunarejelea mpango huo kuanzia wiki ijayo. So kwa hiyo wiki ijayo, kwa kushirikiana na viongozi wote, ward admins, village admins, chiefs, we will begin on a thorough program of identifying those homes that are not distinct. They have taken on your marks for a marathon race. So tunaanza wiki ijayo kutafuta hizi nyumba And I am sure I want to make a commitment that for the people of Kimilili constituency, ifikiapo mwezi wa Mei mwaka huu, hakutakuwa na nyumba ya nyasi, hakutakuwa na nyumba ambayo inafuja, nyumba ambayo mvua ikinyesha, kama mtu wako na watoto wadogo anapeleka watoto wale wadogo kwa jirani, mvua iishe ndio wale watoto warudishwe katika nyumba, kwa sababu ya makao ambayo ni mabaya zaidi. That is my charitable program that I run wherever I have excess funds. That is my charity to ensure that I am blessed beyond the curse. Those are the charitable programs that I run to ensure that no devil, nor his or her brother, or his or her ancestors can go to mount any roadblock and block me from achieving what God has put in my heart. So I will continue to do in Kimilili constituency, lives in a decent house. On a bare minimum, I usually build a house of 20 iron sheets, 3 meters, which is a good thing to do. I am blessed beyond the curse because of upgrading the dwelling areas of my people. So when somebody asks you, then we target to build around 3,000 houses for 3,000 homesteads. As a member of parliament, I have 2 roles. One role is both local and regional. Another role is national. As we open a new year of 2025, it is good that I take my people through a summarized programs of what I have assisted this country achieve in the last 2 years. When I went to the National Assembly in 2017, people across this country know that the Kimilili constituency has been a home of firebrand politicians. Sinde Muliro all came from Kimilili constituency. Romero Kijana, Raija Mwangale from Kimilili constituency, and the immediate Dr. Mkisa Kitui. And of course, currently, yours truly, DIDMUS Barasa. 2 years experience, 3 years experience, 5 years experience, being a precondition before you can be invited for interview. So I found out there are very many young people of our country who have graduated from universities and colleges, did not have the requisite experience for them. So I sponsored a bill, Employment Amendment Act, the Teacher Service Commission, Employment Amendment Act, the Teacher Service Commission, the Public Service Commissions, and the parastatals across the country. That is a bill whose brainchild you DIDMUS Barasa. I also realized that very many civil servants little success. Some have died without accessing, before accessing their pension. Some have sold their land, family savings, to be able to raise funds and bribe certain people with the promise of assist their pension file. And I wonder how heavy are these pension files. I brought a bill in National Assembly a bill that set a condition that pensioners must be paid their pension within a period. So to actualize that bill, Treasury pumped money into an institution called Public Servants Superannuation Fund. The fund that is chaired by our former governor, Wycliffe Wafula Wangamati. So that the pension money is taken there, and upon retirement, you should be able to access that funds within a period of not less than 90 days. Kill two birds with one stone. One, to ensure that retirees access their pension within a period of not more than 90 days, and also I created employment for very many Kenyans who are now administering this Public Servants Superannuation Fund, and most importantly, not forgetting to mention that I created employment for our former governor who was jobless, who was alikuwa ameanza kuuza mandazi huko Nairobi. But when I created that, when that bill went through, when that fund was created, governor wetu wa zamani Wycliffe Wangamati akaacha kupika mandazi. Now he is the chairman of a Public Servants Superannuation Fund. Another bill that I am currently pushing, two bills to ensure that SRC doesn't operate on a full-time basis. I target SRC, CRA, because if you look at the mandate of CRA, Commission on Revenue Allocation, they are all constitutionally is to share revenue both vertically and horizontally. So coming up with a formula on how we share revenue vertically and horizontally, a role which is also played by a committee called IBEC, the one that is chaired by the Deputy President, a role that is also played by the Senate of Kenya and the National Assembly. You don't require to be sitting from Monday to Friday, from January to December. You don't have to. If you look at the role of SRC, their role is to advise government entities on how much they should pay civil and public servants, and also how much allowances they should draw. That role cannot be played by sitting from January to December. That role can be played maybe by sitting once in a month. By so doing, I want to ensure that the amount of money that we will save as a country, that is in the tune of around 8 billion, into improving the life of the Kenyan people in other very important sectors. Because and I want to tell our President, Treasury, and all those institutions that are involved in policy framework development, that we must ensure that commissions who have full-time secretariat, they should not operate on full-time basis. There is no point for Teacher Service Commission operating on full-time basis. It is wasteful for Public Service Commission to be operating full-time. It is wasteful, immoral, and an affront on the face of the Kenyan people who are taxpayers, that our commissions continue to operate on full-time basis, drawing millions of shillings on monthly basis, yet the same commissions have very highly competent secretariats that are hired competitively. And I think I want to summarize this statement by saying that it's an act of vomiting on the feet of our Kenyan people if we will continue as a country to have all these bloated commissions operating on full time, yet they have competent commissions, commission secretariats that are highly trained, highly qualified, and extremely having what it takes to take those individual commissions to the next level. Commissions in this country should operate like BOM of schools. Commissions in this country should operate like boards of parastatals, meeting whenever it is necessary to review the policy and develop fresh policies going forward. But they should never be involved in the daily running of the affairs of their individual entities. So that is the contribution that I have already offered, and I will continue to offer on the national platform in line with my second mandate of developing laws of this country. We have also, through collaborations with the other very many leaders in Bungoma, but of course led by our captain, Moses Masika Wetangula, with the Speaker of the National Assembly, we have been able to push through some development projects that cuts across our county. Of course, here in my constituency, plans are advanced to have our Matili Training Institute elevated to Matili National Polytechnic. That one is going to be implemented in the next very few months. And most importantly, I want to reiterate the importance of registering our people with the Taifa Care and Social Health Insurance Fund. And I want to encourage our people to register. The difference between SHA, Taifa Care, and the NHIF, to me, there are three things which are very important. With the NHIF, people were just registering. Watu walikuwa tu wanajisajili kama wanachama wa NHIF pasipo kuangalia viwango vyao kama wanajimudu ama wajimudu. Hata wewe ukiwa mfanyabiashara ambao wewe ni mtu tajiri, ukiwa wewe uko na bima tofauti ya afya ambayo ni bora zaidi kuliko ile NHIF, ulikuwa bado tu unakuwa mwanachama wa NHIF, na ukienda kutibiwa NHIF. Vile pia NHIF ilikuwa miezi 3 ndio uqualify kulipiwa pesa ya gharama ya matibabu. Yule ambaye anapata mshahara kidogo analipa pesa kidogo. Na pia SHA, ukijisajili saa hii, mtu tajiri anagharamia matibabu ya mtu maskini. Rais William Ruto 36 kwa mwezi. Wote matajiri ambao wanafanya kazi kubwa, tukikuwa wagonjwa tuko na bima, Taifa Care. Kuna maswali ambao unaulizwa. Uko na ng'ombe ngapi? Kwenyu ni watu wangapi? Watu ngapi wanafanya kazi? Wewe unafanya kazi wapi? Ili system ya SHA na Taifa Care ikijua kwamba wewe ni mtu ambaye hauna mapato, itaweka kwamba hauhitaji kulipa any monthly subscription ndio utibiwe. Unaingia kwa kategori ya wale ambao watatibiwa bure kama wewe ni mgonjwa. Kuna wengine wanalipa shilingi 300, wengine 350. So hiyo ndio tofauti kati ya Taifa Care na NHIF. Vile kuna wananchi wengi ambao, there are very many people who have been asking me questions that we held an economic conference or forum in Kimilili Zamtala Stadium to the run-up to the last general elections. And we came up with very many things that we agreed we have to sort them out for the people of Bungoma. These things were development of cottage industries that will add value to our farmers who are growing maize. We talked about the revival of Malakisi Ginnery, the revival of Kitin, Matters Pan Paper came in, and of course, the elephant in the room, Zoea Sugar. When the country was jostling for positions, the people of Bungoma were a bit very lucky. We were a bit very lucky to have gotten the PS who is in charge of industry, trade, and investment, Dr. Juma Mufana. And we celebrated for that appointment because we knew that the very many problems of a revival of stalled industries, collapsed industries, the revival of Malakisi Ginnery, the revival of cotton cash crop, market for our milk products, the revival of Kitinda dairies, and initiation of cottage industries that will add value to our farm produce. So I will answer that question insofar as tumefikia wapi, kwa sababu nimejaribu kutafuta Juma Mufana sijampata. I call him so he can give me a brief. I didn't get any brief. That you, the members of the media, you go to Dr. Juma Mufana and ask him where are we with the industrial aggregation centers, where those very many cottage industries were to be situated. Ask Juma Mufana about the progress of his plans to revive Malakisi Ginnery and the development of the cotton farming. You can also ask him about the collapse of BAT, Mastermind, Leaf Centers in Malakisi. Of course, he can tell you that maybe he will tell you that that is private, but anyway, his portfolio includes investments done by private sector. Ask him about the whereabouts of those pan paper and the very many things that will have added value to our cash crops, because I was unable to find him. And I think part of the achievement of the 30%, 30% share that we signed, it extended to some capital projects being implemented or being revived. And Dr. Juma Mufana is key into assisting this county get to a level that we wanted to get to when we were signing that economic charter. Is the PS for industry, trade, and investments. We also have this wanton insecurity in our country. We are told there are very many young Kenyans who are missing. Young Kenyans who are missing. Ukienda kwa mitandao tuko na maneno yote nyingi ambayo umesikia hivi. Mimi ningependa kusema hivi. Kuna baadhi ya vijana ambao walikuwa wamekisiwa kutekwa nyara na wamepotea, ambao wengine wamepatikana kama wako hai, Kuna msichana mmoja ambaye ilisemekana alikuwa amepotea, lakini amepatikana kwenye chumba moja cha kifahari huko Mombasa akiwa anashiriki mapenzi na mpenziwe. Hii msimu hii ya Christmas. Na nimechunguza, nimeona our former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. I want to address you, sir. We are aware that you have formed a self-kidnapping squad to paint our government in a bad light. We are aware that you are running a racket, a syndicate, especially within Nairobi and central Kenya, where you pay bloggers, not all of them, to engage in spirited campaigns, maligning names of our top leaders in our country, and then dramatically you have them arrested. We are aware that you are the architect and the script writer, the person who is writing this script for you to execute. We are told is our drama sensation, Cleophas Wahungu Malala. So I want to ask the Inspector General of Police that you have a duty to arrest those who are self-kidnapping themselves. Above all, the mastermind, the architect of those syndicates. We will be happy as a country to see, because the police have got every necessary and required expertise to locate any missing person and take action on whoever made that person to miss for whatever number of days. As National Assembly, we have given the IG, the Inspector General of Police, enough resources. There is no way somebody can be kidnapped and disappear for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks. And those who are being found alive, they must be squeezed to provide the requisite information so that we can get to the bottom of this racket that is being spearheaded and masterminded by our former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, of course, being assisted by the one and only drama sensation in this country, Cleophas Wahungu Malala, who has written and won so many plays in this country, as we are all aware. This team of people, they seem to hoodwink Kenyans that they have now formed a new opposition front in our country. I have seen he has gone ahead to recruit our very own son, Eugene Wamalwa, whom we are told now that every time I listen to Eugene Wamalwa, I wonder, not just me alone, even the birds of the air and the kettles stare at him in amusement. This is a person who has continued to tell us that he is now in a better place to serve our country and our people as a spanner boy of Rigathi Gachagua, as a spanner. And I want to ask a very simple question. Has held very good positions in this country. He was Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Lately, in the immediate past, was the Minister for Defense. He was in charge of all the defense forces in our country. So, if Eugene Wamalwa never used those positions to improve the life of the people of Western Kenya, I think he has a mountain to climb in order to convince us, the people of Western, that we will benefit from his new position of being a youth winger of an impeached former deputy president. I have said so, that when he lectures this country on matters development, on matters corruption, it is not only the Kenyans that wonder, but even the birds of the air and the wild animals. What is it, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, that you will do this time round, being a youth winger of an impeached character, that you are unable to do when you were ministers in this country? When he was minister for water, even the gods connived and all our taps ran dry. When he was minister for, and he keeps on talking about Koiga 1, Koiga 2, how 400 billions were injected in Koiga 1, billions of shillings were injected in Koiga 2. If you go and ask the people of Chwele, up to the people of Tuti around Kibabi, the taps are dry. You can hide a pregnancy for some time, but you cannot hide the flow of water. You can't hide the flow of water. So there is no water. Zoasco is struggling. There was no single expansion of the existing water and sanitation companies in Western Kenya when Eugene Wamalwa was Minister for Water. The only water that was visible around him is the Dasani, the bottled water that he used to walk around in his cars drinking. When he was Minister for Defense, he was selling those positions. People know across the country. He had characters around himself who are selling those small positions that he got. And he never promoted anybody. Even getting people to a Salvation Army church, he never did so. Even promoting sergeant majors of Salvation Army to a lieutenant, he never did so. Something which he could have done it for free. So I think there are people in this country, in our region, when they speak, we get excited. When they speak, hope is created in us. When they speak, those who are hopeless become hopeful of a better tomorrow. But we have others led by Eugene Wamalwa. When they speak, our region bleeds. These are people who never used their position to the benefit of the region, leave alone Kenya. So if they say that they are the new face of opposition, I laugh off and say that is completely retrogressive. I want to throw a challenge to a number of many of our people who have been appointed in government. As you are all aware, KRA, Central Bank, all investments in Kenya, revival of our factories, the prosecutions, of course the NGO world. This country is developed, of course the DIG for the first time is our own. I want to proverbially tell these people that the tail of a goat cleans where that individual coat sleeps. The 30% share, and that the 30% share, and that the people of Bungoma will have a choice to make. This price of maziwa ya jioni this new year 2025 will be accelerated to the next level. And it means that when you put the country in the hands of an individual who is retiring, the retiring gentleman will naturally just be lazy, will work only for himself and his children, because maziwa ya jioni huwezi andika tikiti. You cannot tender the milk that we milk in the evening. The milk that we milk in the evening is for the children to drink, and your cats and dogs, they will drink the spillover. So this year, I have been warming this seat for the last 2 years. What I have done for the last 2 years, cumulatively, will give me 30%. That largely includes how I utilized the CDF in Kimilili constituency, so that the people from the rest of the constituency can admire how I was spending my CDF between 2017 to 2022, and how I have moved across this county, doing some social development, building houses, assisting the downtrodden in my own small capacity. That will give me around 30%. This year, I am going to campaign through developing my constituency, building of the 30 schools that I've said, elimination of the old buildings that were built in the 70s and 80s, tiling all our classrooms in the Kimilili constituency, implementing cabro and landscaping, something that I plan to do this year. That one is going to give me another 20%. So I can just give you a glimpse on what we are going to do. Whatever we are going to do in this constituency, we will be fully aware that we will be showcasing to the rest of the county that this is how we mean when we say we want to develop our constituency. So this year, I am going to engage my interactions with the people of Bungoma to Gear 5. I can assure you, by the time we get to 2026, all my competitors, they will have drunk water to quench their thirst with little success. That's what we are going to do. I am going to put my constituency to where our ancestors, our forefathers dreamed on where Kimilili constituency should be like. We will sort out our schools in the manner that I have explained to you. For the first time in Kenya, Bungoma is going to be the first county in Kenya with 2 Huduma centers. Our Huduma center in the Kimilili constituency, we have gotten an additional 39 million And in the next 3 or 4 months, the Huduma Center in Kimilili will be fully functioning. And there will be no need for the people of Mount Elgon from Kapsokon, Kaptama, and Kopsulo areas to travel for over 25 kilometers to Bungoma town to access government services in the Huduma Center. There will be no point where the people of Tongaren constituency and Webuye East constituency, Webuye West and part of Kapchai, they will no longer have to travel to Bungoma in search of essential documents like birth certificates, death certificates, and other government services. All those government services will be gotten from Kimilili constituency, because in the next 3 months, we will have completed our Huduma Center, which is going to serve the people from Kimilili, Tongaren, Webuye East, Webuye West, Mount Elgon, and Kapchai constituency. That is all I wanted to engage with the people of Bungoma, the people of Kimilili, and the people of Kenya for today. And I want to tell them that I wish them prosperous 2025. And like what I said in my opening remarks, that may every minute, every hour, every week, every month of 2025 bring them good news and not bad news. I thank you. I think there's no question.